Welcome back to the channel. Last year, I introduced you to a novel external TC that pioneered instability frame disconnectables. As we all know, since then, Mr.Man and Satori's roof disconnectable has revolutionized how we make our external TCs, and rightfully so, since their method is by far the superior way in terms of usability and integration. Of course, that's not to say that my first iteration doesn't work anymore. However, I wanted to bring the design up to modern standards with a couple of tweaks that I think makes this particular version the superior choice. Introducing the Hexapod 2.0. This iteration drastically improves the internal layout and incorporates a roof disconnectable for ease of use. The design houses the disconnectable element and TC on the same structure to be as compact as possible. Of course, you can easily reduce the building privilege to replace TCs, and quickly reconnect it to restore the connection. Not to forget, this whole mechanism is also 100% non-soft-sidable. Another highlight is the external TC can be established early and progress in stages as you acquire the resources for it. Similar to the original, this version cleverly balances the raid cost for the disconnectable element and the TC. It also allows you to use it as a flanking base or even as your starter while you gather the resources to establish your main. Alternatively, it's an ideal place to squirrel loot away for a rainy day or in anticipation of a raid. Thanks to its inherent separation from your main base, it might also be the perfect place to hide some of your auto turret battery circuitry. Ultimately, this design gives you lots of flexibility to fit whatever your needs are. Before we jump into the showcase, I'd like to thank the sponsor of today's video. Special thanks to SkinsMonkey for sponsoring this video. SkinsMonkey is a trading website where you can instantly exchange rust skins from a large inventory with lower commissions than Steam. When you go onto their website, via my link in the description, you'll see that you can earn 5% cash back on your first exchange, up to $5 on a $100 trade. Be sure to use my code when claiming your free bonus to let them know I sent you. From here, you can instantly exchange for whatever skin you want from their inventory by trading with their bot. And voila! So the next time you're looking for a skin, remember to visit SkinsMonkey, use my code, and claim your $5 bonus. With that being said, let's get back to the video. Approaching the disconnectable, you'll see the floor frames which carry the building privilege to overlap it with your base. This extension can also be easily connected to upkeep a multi-TC section. As we should all know by now, it's as easy as placing a twig roof to sever the connection. This allows you to temporarily reduce the building privilege so you can replace the main TC. Once you're done, you can quickly reconnect the frames to restore the connection. Heading into the external, you'll see this version retains a proper airlock and doesn't need armored doors. Inside, you'll see the interior has been maximized with a locker, 2 beds, small and large box. This layout includes less storage since it prioritizes respawns, but it's a worthy trade-off since it effectively turns the external into a flank base. Behind the window is our main TC compartment, which has a campfire and some drop boxes for additional secure storage. The upkeep is incredibly cheap, especially when it's not supporting the upkeep of a multi-TC section. Before we get into the build, if you're not familiar with the importance of using disconnectable external TCs, I recommend watching my original video, which you can find linked in the description. Of course, you should also check out Mini Satori's videos, which excellently explains the fundamentals of the roof disconnectable if you're new to the mechanism. For the simplicity of this video, I'll be working off the assumption that you have already watched those and know how to do the basics like incorporating external TCs into a design. But with you being aware of that, let's get into how to build this version. From your connection point, build out these foundations to properly space the external TC. For demonstrative purposes, I'm just using 2 triangles as a placeholder for whatever your connection point is. Close off the external, making sure to use 2 half walls in the last opening. This is a required component to make the disconnect mechanism operate. Put 2 doors on the front airlock and place your TC like so. Outside of the external, complete the connection between the TC and your initial build out. Remember to double check that the disconnect mechanism is working as intended. As you acquire the resources, finalize the connection point and the external to its final build grades. Close the TC compartment off with the window frame. Occupy the window frame with a high quality metal window and the sheet metal door frames with the garage doors. To furnish the interior with 2 beds, locker, small and large box, follow this placement order closely to squeeze everything in. For your first couple of times, this will require some patience. Small box should contain extra high walls, ceiling mats, and/or meds. A locker fits perfectly against this wall next to the entrance. Optionally, put flashing lights on the ground to improve maneuverability. Eventually, 2 drop boxes should go on the TC compartment wall with the storage side facing inward. As an alternative to a large box, you can also hide a large battery to power some auto turret circuitry. But with that being said, that pretty much wraps up this video. While this iteration is certainly not the cheapest design out there that uses the roof disconnectable, I still consider it a superior design since it has some features that make it stand out amongst the rest. Whatever you decide, I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to check out the videos and creators I mentioned earlier. Those will all be linked in the description. Consider subscribing for future content, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.